Zoe here. Today I'm joined by my amazing friend Michaela. We're coming at you from Nanaimo on Vancouver Island today, and I've had a lot of questions from you guys in the past, I'd say, year about how to make friends, and whether this be traveling or moving to a new city. I decided to bring on my friend Michaela today to have kind of a conversational Q&A about making friends as more of an adult. So let's get started. All right, so Michaela, why don't you introduce yourself to us?
All right, my name's Michaela. I'm living back on Vancouver Island right now. I was up in Prince George for a few years going to school. Now I'm back here. I got a job as an x-ray tech, and eventually I'll be moving down to the States with my fiance.
He's American, she's Canadian. They're making it work. They're moving to Texas. So if any of you are from Texas, give us a big thumbs up.
Let me know.
Yes. Michaela and we actually became friends in our university years. We figured this out yesterday. I was 19 and she was 20, and we were both going to university, but different universities. You were actually going to
SFU in Burnaby,
and I was on the island at VIU. But the way that we met is we both worked at the same restaurant called Cactus Club. They're very popular over here on the western side of Canada. Why don't you tell a story of how we met?
I moved home one summer, and Zoe had made some friends at Cactus who I had been mutual friends with as well. And I got this random Facebook message from her saying she was having a girls' night, and if I wanted to come, I could, because she knew that I was friends with all the girls. So I did, which is so funny, because now I'm like, I don't know if I would have, but...
Yeah. So what happened was, I knew that Michaela was coming back to town, and I'd made mutual friends with her friends, so I just reached out via Facebook, because I feel like that's how...
We did it back then.
Yeah, things are done, and especially back then. And so I just invited her in hopes that she would say yes. And I think that this is something that perhaps people think about but might be hesitant to do, because you're always scared of being rejected. And of course I had never met her in person, but I've heard that she was really nice, so I just decided to try. So we worked together throughout the summer. Then Michaela went back to school, and I of course started school again in September in VIU, and she was in Vancouver, so far away. But we still kept in touch, like via Facebook or talking on the phone here and there. You moved back here briefly again, just before I moved to Toronto. And that was a whole other story for me, because I didn't know really anyone moving to Toronto. And you, how many people did you know moving to Vancouver when you did?
Maybe like 2 or 3, but not super close friends. Like not like acquaintances, definitely not.
Yeah, acquaintances. And that was kind of like what happened to me moving to Toronto after to do my post-grad. So do we have any tips for them on making friends when you go to a city where perhaps you only have acquaintances?
I would say use those acquaintances to your advantage. I know when I moved to Prince George a couple years ago, I had known a girl. We had each other as friends on Facebook, but we weren't really friends. It was one of those acquaintances, and I knew she lived up there, and Prince George isn't very big, and I had messaged her, was like, do you want to go for coffee, or like, do you mind showing me around? And it was really nice to have her, because we met up a few times after that before I was able to make other friends, and she introduced me to a couple people, so that definitely helped.
The acquaintances I had known in Toronto were people that one that I studied abroad with in Cuba, and then other people that I met traveling Europe, who we just added each other on Facebook. Like, we weren't really friends, we were just, that's what you do when you meet people, travel friends. So I reached out, and I feel like I invited everyone out for coffee or lunch, and was like, I'm not expecting everyone to say yes, but whoever says yes, then I'll have plans. And I think that's the important part, is when you move to a new city, is to fill your schedule. Even if you're alone, like, fill your schedule with something like go for coffee at Starbucks, because you never know who you could meet or run into.
You have to be the one putting yourself out there, because otherwise people aren't just going to come up to you randomly if you don't know anyone.
Exactly.
And if they don't know you're moving there too.
Right,
you have to like let them know that, hey, I'm moving to the city, like...
And I remember too, when I would go out for coffee or lunch with people, I'd ask, like, what do you like to do in the city? Like, do you have any recommendations for me? And oftentimes they'd talk about plans that they had perhaps the next weekend, and if I got invited to something, I remember when I first moved there, if I got invited to something, I just said yes to everything. I didn't penny pinch or anything like that, because I'm like, this is my time before I'm about to start school. I had a couple months to build some friendships, some relationships in the city that I'd never been to before, and it worked to my advantage. Just be friendly to people, and I feel like it's all about stepping out of that comfort zone, reaching out. Obviously, it's uncomfortable to put yourself out there sometimes, but I think like that's when you attract the right people or meet the right people, and you actually have the opportunity to network and then ask to be introduced to other people, etc., etc.
Another way that I think would be a good way to meet people would be fitness classes, or like if the city you're in has like walking groups or spin classes, or like if you're interested in art or coding or whatever. Join something because you know those people have the same interests as you.
I definitely know like that's more popular in bigger cities. Like, well, for example, when I was just in San Diego, I went to a couple of fitness classes because like usually the first time you go to fitness class, you can get your first class for free. So I did a spin class, I did a, what's it called? Round 30 or 30 round? 3 round. 30 round?
I don't know.
It's like boxing, and it was so fun, and you just never know who you could meet. Like you can end up having a really good time there, and then if you join something like a gym and start going to classes, you'll realize you kind of keep running into the same people, and you might want to just ask somebody out for coffee after. So there's so many things that you can do. And like Michaela said, groups, like if there's something you like to do, like coding, I especially know in Toronto, they would often offer like some free courses here and there. Whatever interests you, just look online and see what's going on in the city at that time.
Or even like if you have a dog, go to the dog park. Like I know people are always super friendly there.
Yeah, and you've met so many friends like on Facebook because her fiance's in the military.
Yeah, so I've actually got to meet one in person so far, and my fiance just joined the military in May, and there's groups online, support groups on Facebook. That's mainly where I've met all these women, and they're going through the exact same thing as you. And I'm from Canada, most of them are from the States, but we're all going through the same thing, and they can relate to you, like how you're feeling, and it's just nice to have someone to talk to, and then to actually get to meet one of them was super nice in person.
And obviously that's not an easy thing to go through, so it's just so nice that you can access those communities on Facebook. Back in the day, if there was no internet, if there was no Facebook, you would have no idea. You'd feel pretty isolated in that type of situation.
Because it was pretty hard at the start.
And
to have those, because you could just talk how you're feeling, and there's not really any judgment because you don't necessarily know each other right away, and just to have them there was really nice. But you have to, again, go out and look for them. Like, I was searching so many things on Facebook, and then you finally come across the right groups, and it totally works out. But again, you have to put yourself out there.
Of course. I remember, like, when I did move to Rome, at first I joined au pairs in Rome and Rome bloggers and like expats in Rome, and they often had events too. Like I noticed, like, well, because that's city specific, but for something like yours, like that could be a good way to say, hey, is anyone else in like this region of Texas, because this is where I'm moving, and then you can already set up, like, when you do have a moving date, like people to meet. I went to like one au pair meetup, I think, or met up with a couple au pairs, ended up making some friends, and then Rome bloggers, something that I'm like still involved in. Like I haven't been to an event because I'm not there right now, but it's just like nice to know that there are people, like-minded people in the city that you're going to. And I find like that's when you meet really unique friends and have special friendships. And it's even, like I say, like our friendship, it started over like a Facebook message, but when you do feel like you have a connection with somebody, you keep in touch, and it doesn't matter. Like the last time I saw you was summer, but before that was
probably...
Was it 2 years? 2
years, I think.
2 years. But we like kept in touch, and
we weren't even super close before you left. I think it was after you and I realized like how similar we are.
And you were away in Prince George, and I was kind of like away in Toronto, and we both like went through our own little struggles that we helped each other out with. I think talking on the phone makes such a difference. I'm not a big texter.
No, we don't really text. We voice note?
Voice note.
Those are so handy. So handy.
So handy.
And now they've got the little swipe up so you don't have the button down.
So you're like voice noters or hour on the phone calls. Like I remember we would just like talk on the phone, whether it be like once a month or something, but just like talk for an hour, and it's just so nice. It makes you feel not so far away.
Oh, 100%. I agree.
So I also want to say YouTube and blogging is a great way to meet people. I know that's not everyone's forte, but if it's something you are interested in and you know you're going to move somewhere, that could be a great opportunity to meet people. Like I met so many people, you guys know I've met up with so many other YouTubers and have some amazing friendships, and I wouldn't have ever met these people if it wasn't for YouTube and the platform itself. So Michaela, she's actually starting a blog, and this is a great opportunity for her because she'll blog these next few months before making the move to Texas. And I just know, like you said, when you were going through this, when her fiance got deployed.
No. He was in training.
Okay. When her fiance was in training. And so she was looking for other women out there who were facing the same thing. And you said it was so hard to find.
I was looking for blogs or just anything to, I don't know, relate to or show that they were feeling the same way and what happens and how often am I going to get to talk to him. And I found stuff from 2011 and nothing recent. So that's why I kind of wanted to start something, not necessarily just military geared, but to have that too. Because then if they need to reach out to me or whatever, I'm there.
Of course. And just like, she's very much into fitness and health, and you've vlogged before, but you haven't had the opportunity to be consistent because of school. So now, like, moving to Texas, I'll leave her link to her blog below. It's Mick on the Move, because she's Michaela and she's always on the move. I think it's gonna be great, and I feel like you'll definitely make a lot of connections and inspire so many people. Like, you don't even know who's gonna like seek out a topic that you're gonna talk about on your blog, like feelings that you face, and I don't know, ways to have a long distance relationship. This is so inspiring to me.
I've been with my fiance for 6 years in February. The first 3 years we were together in Burnaby at university. We lived together. Then I graduated there, got my degree, and decided to go back to school, do more schooling. That's when I moved up north to Prince George. So we did long distance there, probably for 2 years, I guess, until I moved back here. And then now he's back in the States and I'm here. So 3 years almost will have been long distance. But like Skype, FaceTime, texting, we're very lucky to have that, because I don't know if it would have worked 10, 20 years ago without that communication.
Definitely.
Like, same with friendships, right?
You went through a period of time writing letters only.
Yeah, he didn't have phone access. He got it like once, maybe every 2 weeks. So we went to writing letters. I'd write them every day and send them off once a week, just because from Canada it takes so long to get to the States. But that was our only way of communication, and then I get maybe a 2-minute phone call. It was hard at the time, obviously, but it's nice to reflect on and look back. And
but I feel like if you can make it through that, you can make it through anything. And obviously the future is so bright and exciting for you right now. Like, so bright and sparkly. So bright and sparkly. But yeah, I think it just like all comes down to putting yourself out there, stepping out of your comfort zone, using things like Facebook and WhatsApp, looking for those communities. But then also, when you do find a special friend, make the effort to keep in touch with them. Because like I said, Michaela and I, we might not get on the phone until for once a month, but we're always there just like supporting each other. Like, you can just tell who are your cheerleaders in life. So just be kind. Thanks for coming on the channel.
Thank you for having me.
And like I said, I'll leave all of Michaela's links down below. Definitely check her out. And if you guys live in Texas, be sure to let her know what she should do while she's there, what she should experience.
I know, it's huge, so.
Yeah, it's a huge state, we know that, but I'm already planning to go visit her, so.
Perfect.
Yeah, Travel Diary Texas coming up. 2018, hopefully, or 2019. Yeah.